The Deputy Employment Minister, Jomo Sibiya, today conducted inspections at farms in Potchefstroom ahead of National Day Against Child Labour. Sibiya says the exploitation of farm workers is rife and that there is a syndicate targeting undocumented foreign nationals. Newzroom Afrika's Refiloe Seboko is in Potchefstroom tracking that story for us. And Refiloe, we've of course taken great care to not show the identities of any minors or anyone implicated in this story, but has that been a huge issue that has come up in this visit there today?
It sure has been a huge issue that has come up when we were talking to the Deputy Minister earlier on around the issue of minors, particularly in the agricultural sector, in the farms, in the rural areas, indicating that the Northwest Province also seems to be one of those that they are concerned about. Today, in one farm that we were in, there wasn't an incident where we got minors, but just as we were about to go to another farm, it turns out that farm, when we're looking into issues of undocumented foreign nationals, they had already got a tip-off. We understood that there was a truck that allegedly is transporting the undocumented foreign nationals who are working in that farm, but they then got a tip-off that there is an inspection that is happening, and when the police went into that farm, unfortunately the truck was not there. But like you indicated, today it's going to be an event held here of National Day Against Child Labour. I'm going to speak to MEC of Agriculture in the Northwest Province, Madoda Sambata. Thank you so much and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Child Labour MEC, particularly in the farms in the Northwest Province, in the rural areas in the Northwest Province, seemingly a huge challenge. That is what's been indicated by the Deputy Minister today.
Thank you very much. Yes, of course, it's an ILO awareness campaign month theme, and this one is focusing on child labour. And you would understand that predominantly in rural areas, that which we called child labour will be dominant and not be prescribed as child labour in a rural setup, because it would not be meant for exploitation in most instances, but it still remains child labour. And in the component of sectors that are of employment, in this instance, the one that I'm responsible for called agriculture and rural development, child labor is very rife. And it is rife on the basis of lack of proper coordination among stakeholders, social development, education, and Department of Labor. Because we must understand at what age does a person get out of the schooling system and at what age does a person get in the employment sector. Predominantly, once you do that coordination, you will then be able to know that those that are in the education sector will be there for a particular year, and those that drop out, social development and Department of Labor would then find revived programs for them not to be integrated in a labor employment system, especially on exploitative purposes. Agriculture is a highly exploitative process, especially on the component of workforce. It's worse now if it's dominantly become daily basis a labor issue, exploiting children who are not expected to be at work. That's why we have joined the program, the process of awareness, make employers and people in the sector to understand it's not allowed. Awareness, make communities to ensure that this is vote in communities. Thirdly, enforcement. Those that are found doing, they must be penalized.
And I wanted to go back to the issue of employers who, in most cases, they would be knowing that these are children, but they still continue, despite the fact that there are awareness that are being made, warnings that they have been made, and a plan to enforce regulations.
Remember, the concept of ILO in South African situation is network. You have community, you have labor, you have employers. Then you have government. In this instance, even on the program today, even on the visits, we have representatives of the community, we have representatives of employers, we have representatives of labor, which means employers by their operation, all of them should understand what is right and what is wrong, especially on a component there, child labor. The awareness process is meant to check how too much involved. It is the element here, enforcement, is that those that are found to be violating the regulations on child labor must then be taken through on formal processes of penalization.
Penalization, expanded further. In what would be those that we are saying this is a penalization, punishment, so that they don't repeat it?
Remember, Department of Labor element of enforcement has penalties. So employers that are found to have broken certain rules in the legislation, especially this component, child labor, those ones must be penalized according to the regulations of the law. Now, penalization means that the person is going to be charged formally, and that person must present his or her case, and that findings on that person become enforceable by the Department of Labor. You don't do that as the first instance. You do awareness first. Even an employer, this one should know. You still do awareness so that you don't appear like you're targeting, blocking employment or targeting, sabotaging economic activities. But economic activities that are done in breaking the law are themselves breaking the law. That's why there's an element of punitive mechanisms, but it's under enforcement by the Department of Labor.
Thank you so much for your time. MEC Madoda Sambato of Agriculture in the Northwest Province. Michelle, that program, it's about to start. We're hearing children themselves, they are singing inside the tent, and as soon as the official program starts here, National Day Against Child Labor, we will give you that presentation. The Deputy Minister, Jomo Sibiya, is going to be doing the keynote address today.